Guess who's back? Back again. Well, it's not going to be Kurt Cobain, I'll tell you that much. Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, and welcome to another stunning evening with me, Anxiety Acclaim. And here I am bringing you some Z mid. Just a, good old fashioned normal game. As normal as, as normal as a white suburb, or a plaid shirt, or a McDonald's. Just normal American stuff right there. Right up there with baseball. And yeah, we're going to be running some Z mid into a Yasuo. We got all our kill pressure, decked out. We got full offensive masteries. We got full offensive ruins. We got ignite. We are just ready to fuck shit up this game, and we do, both mechanically and for the other team. So I guess it kind of balances out. Alright, and today I want to talk a little bit more about competitive League of Legends. I'm a huge fan of the LCS, the CSI, the LCK, all those great, aptly named leagues. So without further ado, let's talk about the current tournament that's going on right now, MSI. Now, for North American fans, last year MSI was very infamous. It is the moment where TSM tilted to oblivion and caused us to go into hiding from the hordes of fanatic players that would roam Reddit. You wouldn't be able to comment. You could comment like, hey, I made some great butter pancakes this morning. And then, the down below would come in, who makes better pancakes than NA? Reckless. You forever. Tilted since pancakes. Yeah, like no matter what you did, it always came back to that. And of course, after Worlds when NA went 0-10 in group stages, things only got progressively, there we go, worse, it just started going downhill. But it seems that League of Legends has had some freedom injected into it by Counter Logic Gaming, as they have 2-0'd G2, they have 2-0'd Flash Wolves, they somehow lost to the wild card, they went 1-1 with them. Actually, no, they didn't lose to the wild card. What am I saying? They 2-0'd G2, I forgot about that. But yeah, they went 1-1 with the EU team, Supermassive Esports. And then they also went 1-1 with some Korean team, SC Telecom. And this guy who's their mid laner, Deceiver. Yeah, I don't know, like Faker or some shit like that. But anyway, yeah, they went 1-1 with them. Apparently people are expecting something out of that Korean world champion powerhouse. Yeah, right. And then, of course, Royal never gave up. Hasn't given up yet, so they're, top of the tournament standings. But they have SKT in the first round, so yeah, they may want to give up. But hey, I guess we're gonna see how it plays out. If anything's taught us, to watch and wait, it's this fucking MSI. So let's get down into the nitty gritty. Now, of course, the big story coming out of the group stages is the lack of thrust, lack of, intensity, basically lack of performance overall from Gamers 2. Now, Gamers 2 basically ate the EU LCS alive in a way that hasn't been done since, Fnatic did it the last 5 years. Hey, we don't talk about, 5 splits, excuse me. That would be 4 years, but hey, we don't talk about that. And Alliance did win, with Reckless, but anyway, well, let's move on. But yeah, so G2 looked extremely strong. Looks like nobody was going to be able to challenge them. Looks like they'd be able to take at least third. And then, of course, LMS, showed up much stronger than I personally thought. I guess that region, I'll give them props. They're definitely a lot stronger than people give them credit for. Flash Wolves are legit. So it came out after G2 basically bombed out of day 1 against, let's see, I'll pull it up right here on my handy dandy Score Esports app, which has all the incorrect live updates that you could ask for, along with some numerous glitches and opinionated articles. Let's see, yeah, so G2, they lost to Flash Wolves and they lost to SKT. So, at first people were like, oh, okay, losing to SKT, that's nothing special, that's nothing huge, and Flash Wolves are a good team, right? And then, so on day 2, they got beaten by CLG, and then they got beaten by Royal Never Give Up, and that's when the alarm bells started to ring off, especially when they lost to CLG. EU does not like losing to NA, at all. It doesn't let them talk as much shit. But anyway, and then it came out that G2 apparently went on vacation, G2 weeks vacation, before MSI, and now it's been debated whether or not, there are actual internal issues, Emperor and Hybrid are being swapped out for Sven and Miffy. Ocelot and Perks had hot, steamy love, and now the other 4 members of the team feel kind of left out and jaded. There are a lot of different scenarios on the table that we need to address here, but we don't really know which ones are true, so I guess we can't really address them yet. Let's be real, though. Perks fell for the scarves, that's all I'm saying, man. He fell for Ocelot scarves. And so, yeah, G2 basically died. Origin didn't die for this, I guess is my initial reaction, but they bombed out, they sucked, and as a TSM fan and an NA fan, that just feels so cathartic. Like all my pent up emotion, my salt from last year, I just let it out. Like I woke up this morning and I was like covered in salt. Like you could have mined me. Like you could have gotten some like Latin Americans and just started mining the salt, and they could have sustained themselves and built up a nice little like village right in my backyard, and they could have like had some cash crops from the salt for a good like 2 years now. That's how salty I was from last year's MSI. But this year's MSI has cleansed all that salt. It's gotten it away. The bonds of bond with Cl or CO or what is it? Oh yeah, hydrogen. Although I wouldn't try NaH in a lab setting, kids. Just a little heads up. But anyway, yeah. So this has been much better seeing G2 bomb out, and it's a bit ironic because it's a team wearing like primarily black with a star European mid laner, top laner who plays primarily tanks, a jungler who actually no, Trick isn't comparable to Santorin at all. Let's see in the bot lane. Oh yeah, and an ADC who's known to play a bit over aggressive with a support who likes to play disengage. So yeah, the flashbacks were intensifying, but hey, kept reminding myself, how to use my breathing exercises like same thing I do every time I land against Teemo. And I was able to pull through and watch CLG like crush them and watch basically everybody else crush them except I believe they 2-0'd Supermassive, who ironically beat CLG, so truly counter logic going on there. And CLG, they're like I guess that's a perfect segue, truly counter logic. They were able to take a game off SKT when I Alibi SKT was tilting still though. It's just so hard to beat SKT at all, even in the current state when they may not have the smooth right hand of God Benki. They have the Rung, yeah, the young rookie Blank in there. Like they're a ridiculously strong team. They were able to take a game off RNG, who are known to never give up, and also extremely strong this tournament. Now Lux, RNG's AD carry, kinda shit the bed on Lucian. Like there was a dragon fight where he missed all his calling shots and then sprinted in to instantly get blown up. Like if they wanted to pay a guy like whatever 15 million yen to do that shit, they could have just called me. I can feed on Lucian if they like, if that's the standard that they want. Maybe import some NA players for once, huh? And China? Come on, you want it. But yeah, CLG looked very good this tournament, and I think it proves the old sports philosophy that you don't necessarily need a team of huge free agents or superstars. You just need a team that fits together. Like there are numerous examples of this all throughout sports history, in hockey, football, baseball, whatever. And the one that sticks out to me, of course, is the 1980s U.S. men's Olympic hockey team. None of them were superstars. None of them truly stuck out. I only think a few of them went on to play in the NHL after. Yeah, Ken Morrow played with the New York Islanders. Dave Christian had a good career. Neil Broughton was a big scorer for Minnesota. Jim Craig bounced around. He played for like 6 teams. And then Bob Suter and Craig Ramsey, I believe, played as well. Ruzioni didn't, I know that for sure. And he was the game winner. I don't believe Mark Johnson did as much either. But yeah, they basically all just fit together, and they were able to take down the evil Russian Empire from the Soviet Union, who had Tretiak and a ton of other huge name players. COG kind of reminds me the same way. I see a little bit of plucky Micah Ruzioni and young Stixay. Silencing the critics, just jumping around on Callistic, rending the fuck out of other people's dreams, drinking that international tears, all those international tears. And then Hu He is kind of like, well, I don't really have a comparison for him because I don't think there's a Hockey to League of Legends comparison for somebody who loses lane and then wins the game. And of course, Darshan Afremu, like top tier. But like I said, they were still underestimated on an international stage. Like Darshan, people always been like, oh, you can't play against international top laners. And then of course Afremu, I don't know why people doubted Afremu, but anyway, COG showed up huge, even though they lost a supermassive esports, which is a supermassive upset. But hey, somebody has to go kaboom every tournament. I think that's a rule now in professional League of Legends. Now moving on, what implications does this have for the summer split? Well, first off, G2 is probably going to get booed out of the building when they come back to the EU LCS studio. I don't imagine that they're ever going to win a fan vote ever again, unless they seriously do some damage at Worlds next year. And then CLG looks to be the favorites for NA once again. They look extremely strong, so unless TSM get to their support position, which they are replacing Yellowstar. If you haven't heard, Yellowstar wanted to go back home to Europe, which I respect. So if their support meshes well with double lift, I could see it. Like, potentially they could pull off. I guess it would be considered an upset since, CLG is, well, they look amazing right now. But hey, counter logic, you never know. And of course, third team from NA would be, Jesus. Yeah, that's where the clusterfuck starts. Is it Immortals? Probably. But my heart wants to see Cloud9, so yeah, let's send TSM, CLG, and Cloud9 again. Need redemption. One of them has to get out of groups this time. NA Worlds Part 2, Electric Boogaloo. Starring Yelling, Double Lift Pang, Sakuri, Aftermoo Black, also Nikolai, Jensen. And yes, that's actually what he's listed as. Because they put their, some, you know what I mean. But yeah. Yeah, I want to see NA Worlds Electric Boogaloo. I want revenge. I want more revenge than Black Panther did. And don't worry, that's not a spoiler if you haven't seen Captain America Civil War. Or is it? Yeah, no, it's not. It wouldn't be about douchebag. Alright, and also, who's gonna get better this summer split? That's a good question. I think a team that's really gonna improve is Rockhat, because they just picked up Steelback from Unicorns of Love. RIP Unicorns. They're more or less a minor league team, feeding talent up to the big league teams. Like, after they fed those last 4 weeks of LCS, it might as well be appropriate. And so, yeah, Steelback is extremely solid. He's a great AD carry. He's improved a lot in the past year. I think he's slowly approaching, star status. So that's going to make them look very good. And also their Reddit PR guy, I don't know if you've seen Rocket Guy on Reddit. He's a dank memer. He's pretty popular within the community. So his coaching alone should, propel them to the top. And also I heard some rumors that they have some top tier tops. Unintentional there, but yeah. They have some people lined up, and I trust them. And also Betsy looked very good last split. Because where was that to keep Gambit in the LCS, Betsy? Maybe they wouldn't have sold their spot. But I digress. I can go cry about Moscow 5 in another time after this video. Now I just want to talk about some players who I think, well, not think will do well, just who I want to see do well. The first up is going to be NRG Esports' new jungler, Santorin. Now, of course, you all remember Santorin. He had the beast, rookie split, spring 2015. He ends up beating out Rush for rookie of the split. He ended up out jungling Rush in their playoff series against Team Impulse, TSM's playoff series against Team Impulse, right? And it looked like TSM had found their next star jungler. He was reliable, he played tanks, he could play Nidalee for carry junglers. He warded a fuck ton. And I guess that was his downfall. He put a little too much emphasis on warding because, as you know, after MSI, he literally became a ward. And he became an Evelynn main because he was more or less invisible the whole time. However, I always thought he was really good. I thought they maybe could have given him another year. That they maybe rushed that, replacing him with Sven. Although Sven showed up huge in the TSM playoff run, so I guess it did turn out to be okay in the end. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Santorin. I think he's a good player. Although, Reginald may know his stuff. You see, Santorin doesn't have the ability to tilt Asians to oblivion like Svenskeren does. He dons his mask as the infamous Taipei Ching Chong. That's his persona. That's his double identity. That's his secret identity. I think he has a costume and web shooters in his closet. Oh no, an Asian's causing trouble. Wait, where'd Sven go? Look, in the sky! It's Taipei Ching Chong! Don't worry, kids. I'm ready to have some white supremacy. Yeah, but Svenskeren and Taipei Ching Chong have never been seen in the same place at the same time, so just putting that out there. And yeah, I also want to see Steelback do well, but I've already talked about him. So yeah, Santorin, Steelback, and also, it's a bit ironic as an NA player wanting all these EU guys to do well. I want to see Team Apex's Challenger Series turn into Moscow 5. Because there's a rumor that Diamond Prox is going to be their new jungler, right? That's one import. They can have Alex each. He has NA residency, right? Because, after the, what is it, I believe? Yeah, 2/3 rule or whatever it was. Not the 3/5 compromise, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the 3/5 compromise. That was the one that they, signed on. Yeah, so, I hope people get that reference, and if they do, Jesus Christ. Yeah, so Alex Each is considered an NA player. Edward is considered an NA player, right? And then, who else? Who was the last one? Ah, yes, Genja and Darian. Now, I don't know how they're gonna do it, but I know there's some maneuvering that they can do to get all 5 of those guys together on the same team. I forget how they'll have to do it. Yeah, because, what is it? Yeah, because Alex, well, whatever. But yeah, I want to see the Russian takeover. I know I talked about the Miracle on Ice, so, a little while ago when capitalism destroyed communism and bald eagles, like, blazed through the sky as the U.S. hockey team defeated the Russian hockey team. But yeah, I was a huge Moscow 5 fan back in the day. I love those guys. So yeah, that would be great to see them reunite and just break the LCS once again. Although there are only like, 2 international tournaments a year now, so we actually wouldn't see how good they were. Like, they played back in a time when there were multiple international tournaments and they would just shit on basically everybody. Like, kids, you think Koreans are dominant? You should have seen what, like, take like 40 minutes and go look up and see what Moscow 5 did to CJ Antis, Frost and CJ Antis Blaze. I'll warn you now, though, it's only for kids who are above 18, it's NSFW. Viewer discretion is advised, because Alex Leach doesn't hold back on Kha'Zix. He'll degenerate. Yeah, degenerate. He'll take your virginity with those huge, spiky claws. Just like my stepdad. Alright, now, for the last player who I want to see do well, not last player, that's phrased him very incorrectly. That's saying, oh, this is the last guy I want to see do well. Yeah, no, the final player who I want to discuss, who I want to see do well is Meteos. He's going to be making a return to Cena in the jungle. It's rumored as High, Lemon, Rush, Balls, and I think Altec. Yeah, it's going to be Altec. Are going to be on Cena's Challenger team, and yeah, they're basically cheesing the Challenger Series roles, but that's a whole another video, but I could talk about that. Yeah, Meteos is going to be making his return to the LCS, the meme lord, the carry jungle himself, the destroyer of Tyler 1, the destroyer of Nutty, the infamous toxic Kha'Zix. Yeah, Meteos is basically the Tribunal. Like, I don't know if you knew that. Like, they're gonna be in game, right, against fucking, whatever, like, Echo Fox, right? And Hard's gonna be trying to counter jungle Meteos, and Meteos is gonna ban him right there on the spot. Same thing with Dardoch. You can't carry on Lee Sin if you're permabanned. Yeah. So yeah, Meteos is gonna be making his return. I'm pretty pumped for that. Fucking Cloud9 meme squad will never die. Sneaky's butthole, Sneaky stream, Bugcatcher Sneaky, same. Body these fools. And those, fools will be bodied by Jensen. And then finally, time for my prediction for what's gonna happen at Worlds this year. Alright, so yeah, I think it's looking C9, TSM, and CLG coming out of NA. Just like always, we're gonna send the old guard. Like, I don't want any of this new startup, like revolutionary bullshit. We already had our revolution, son. We secured our freedom. Now it's time to bask in that freedom and send our best. So we send those three, and then from EU, I mean, unless G2 tilts to fucking oblivion, if it's true that they're getting fucking Sven and Miffy, they should easily win. Well, not easily win, they should easily qualify for Worlds in the summer split. And then I'm gonna say Origin wins summer split, and then Fnatic is also going to be the third team qualifying. So yeah, Fnatic Orange, Fnatic Black, and the antithesis. Yeah, that's what I say. Antithesis of Fnatic Orange and Fnatic Black will be coming from EU. And who the fuck knows about China or LMS, and then I don't know jack shit about Korea, but I know SKT and Rox are like the one really good, so let's just say that, right? So here's what's gonna happen. This video is coming to a close. I hope you've enjoyed it. So here's what's gonna happen. TSM and COG meet in the finals. You heard it here first, right? TSM is gonna rampage their way through the right side of the bracket. They're gonna tame Rox Tigers. They're gonna make Royal never give up FF at 20. Like, Double F's gonna go off. He's gonna go Super Saiyan. And after every game, he's just gonna speak into the mic and they're gonna be like, Double F, what do you think of this victory? And he's like, you know who I want. Run from me, Afro. And the other side, Afro's gonna be like, yo, I'm just here winning some games for some former COG members. Like, he'll dedicate his victory over SKT to Nien. Dedicate his victory over Xiaogu. Actually, no, Xiaogu's a fucking mess right now. Dedicate his victory over G2 to Seraph, just subtly saying some shit, right? And then game 5 of the finals between TSM, CLG, right? Sven Skaren, autolocks Nunu. CLG responds, right? 6A autolocks Caitlyn, Afromu autolocks Zillion, Xmiffy autolocks Sejuani. Basically, everybody gets their primary champions, right? It goes for like 40 minutes, back and forth game. Jat and Kobe are casting, because they have to be casting a TSM for COG game. And then, here's what's gonna happen. So Double F's gonna take off his TSM jersey, he's gonna rip it off, he's gonna reveal a CLG jersey. Hotshot GG was just playing the long con the whole time. Double F runs down mid. It looks like it's all over for TSM. As CLG go to have a dance party with him to celebrate the fact that their double Asian has finally taken down the evil empire from the inside, right? All of TSM collapses on CLG as if they were Chilean Mayas and takes them out. Double F then rips off the CLG jersey to have a TSM jersey the whole time.